I'm in Manhattan at a massive anti-Trump rally. Not the first and not the last. Um, I can't get a really clear view of the stage close up, so I'm just going to be shooting the monitor. I hope that you'll share this with me and share this video around as much as possible. Join in additional rallies wherever you are. All right, so here we go.
Now, my friends, we're here tonight, and we should not let anyone define us just by what we're against. We want to be defined by what we are for, what we believe in. We believe in health care for all. We believe there should be opportunity for people regardless of what they look like or where they come from. We believe in a society for the 99%, not just the 1%. We believe in healing the wounds between our police and our community and making us all safer together. And we believe in protecting our precious earth from the scourge of climate change. And we can do something about it in every city and town in America while we fight the fights in Washington, D.C. Right now, here in New York and all over the country, people are getting together to sign up their fellow Americans for health care under the Affordable Care Act because it is still the law of the land in this country. And you can help to get more and more people insured, to help protect their families, and to make it harder to ever take away the right to health care in this country.
The president-elect said our country was a dumping ground for the world. Really? These huddled masses yearning to breathe free built our country and our lifeblood of our strong, diverse, beautiful New York City. They gave us the strength to prosper in the mid-'70s when the government sent us the message to drop dead. They gave us the strength to recover after the tragedy of 9/11. Now they're giving us the strength to persevere in the face of the promises of the incoming government. We're all rooting for the new administration, of course, to abandon the divisive, racist, misogynist, ignorant plans it's trumpeting and lead us with intelligence and compassion. Whatever happens, we Americans, we New Yorkers, we patriots will stand united for our rights and the rights of our fellow citizens.
Wait. Some people say it is too early, it is too soon to criticize Donald Trump. That we should wait, we haven't seen yet what he's going to do. He has already shown us who he is. And he has already made decisions that tell us what he's going to do. He chose one of the most anti-LGBTQ governors in the country to be his vice president. He chose the leading voice of white supremacy as his chief strategist. He chose a woman who vilifies public schools, who has ties to conversion therapy, to be the head of the Department of Education. And he chose a man who calls Islam a vicious cancer to be his national security advisor. These things are enough to know about Donald Trump and what he intends to do as president for us to begin our resistance to those policies and to what he brings forward. But it is also the time for us to come together with our love, with our communities, with our strength, with everything we have that we know, with real American values, for our democracy, against fear and hate, for those values that we hold dear, and for our community. We are coming together. We will come together, and we will be stronger as we forge a path for America that is forward, not backward.
First, the bad news. I know. As bad as we think it's going to be, it's going to be worse. That's the truth, my friends. I'm sorry to have to begin on such a depressing note, but here is the good news. The good news is there's more of us than there are of them. That's the good news. She not only won by 3 million more votes, there's another 7 million who voted Green or Libertarian. They also didn't want Donald J. Trump. That's more than 10 million voters that said no to Donald J. Trump. What Mr. De Niro said about this great city and how sad it is that this man represents not just the city now, but the country. He does not rule with a mandate. There is no mandate. Keep this in mind in your moments of despair. You are not alone. We are the majority. We are the majority. I want you to get out your devices, whatever you're carrying. If you're at home, go to 100daysofresistance.org. And there you can sign up, and we are going to have missions and different things we're going to be doing here in these first 3 months. Everybody, there's lots of groups, lots of people involved, whether you're a group or an individual. Everybody has to commit to doing something every single day now. Every single day. You don't have to quit your job. You don't have to drop out of school. It's just something very small you have to do. Every day, you have to contact your member of Congress or one of your 2 senators. Every day. It takes 3 minutes. Wake up, brush teeth, make coffee, contact Congress. That's the new morning routine. The phone number is 202-225-3121. You call that number any time of the day or night. A human being answers it. There's an actual 24/7 switchboard. Call that number. If you don't know who your congressperson is, that's okay. Just give them your zip code. Everybody knows their zip code. Give them your zip code and they'll go, oh, well, your member of Congress is Jerome Nadler. May I put you through? And they'll put you right through. In fact, you can say, no, I'd like his private line. Can I have a direct number? They will give you the direct number. Each of you have 1 representative and 2 senators. They only work 3 days of the week, Tuesday to Thursday. If you can't do it all 5 days on those 3 days, call your rep one day, call your senator the next day, and call your other senator the next day. And every day we'll be posting what we need to be pushing for. We need to stop Rick Perry. We need to stop Betsy DeVos right now. I know her from Michigan. She's helped to destroy our public schools. Who here promises to call Congress every day or at least 3 days a week? Who's going to do it? What's the number again? 202 225 3121. You're paying for the phone. You might as well use it.
I just want to say, I've been standing out here in the freezing cold for a long time. I have to go to the bathroom. I have to pee. But I'm holding it in. I'm holding it in. I'm not going to pee. I'm going to a function at the Russian consulate tonight. I'm going to hold it until I get there. And then when I get to the Russian consulate, I'm going to have a really, really long pee. Like the biggest pee I've ever had in my lifetime.
I want to say 3 things really quickly because we've got a lot of people that want to come up and say hi and say some things. Number 1, Donald Trump and Steve Bannon and Mike Pence and all these people that are part of the Trump administration, they think that you are going to lay down. Are you going to lay down? The one thing that they don't realize is that New Yorkers never lay down. You say whatever you want to about this city, and New Yorkers never lay down. Are you going to fight? Are we going to have 100 days of resistance? Fantastic. My wife and I have 3 little children. And for all of you out there who have children, to a degree, I mean, I'll let you be the judge of that. They're never too young for you to start to teach them about what's going on here. They're never too young for you to teach them what a real American is. And an American wants full participation and full transparency of their government. And we've never been further away from that than we are now. These people are a disgrace. They are a disgrace to everything you and I believe in. But there is hope, and the hope is us and us fighting 100 days of resistance. 202-225-3121, idnyc.gov. You take your pick, whatever you want to do to stay involved, stay strong. God bless you all, and God bless New York City, and thank you.
Look tonight at thousands upon thousands of us, of different religions, different races, different sexual orientations, different genders, that stand together saying that we may have seen you win an election, but we have not lost our minds. We come together in the town Donald Trump was born to say that we don't need to make America great. America is great when we respect each other and stand with each other and unite with each other and defend each other's rights and stop the harassment and oppression of each other. You might have missed it, Donald, but America's already been great, and we're going to make it even greater. Tomorrow, as the mayor has said, who's leading us tonight, President Barack Obama will leave the White House. But we are going to make sure that health care doesn't leave with him, that LGBT rights doesn't leave with him, that rights of criminal justice reform doesn't leave with him, that rights of blacks and rights of Latinos and rights of immigrants and gender rights doesn't leave with him. Nobody donated us those rights. We fought for those rights, and we're going to keep those rights because we're going to keep on fighting.
Like millions of Americans, I stayed up on election night and watched the results come in, sitting on my couch in utter disbelief and horror. For 18 months, Donald Trump used his campaign to wage a war on immigrants, blacks, the LGBTQ community, the disabled, Muslims, and women. Trump called for a ban on Muslims entering the country, surveillance and closure of mosques, and proposed a Muslim registry. This is not normal. On November 9th, Muslim kids and families across the country woke up to a president-elect who, while on the campaign trail, said, quote, "Islam hates us." This is not normal. You know, it's really unsettling. Trump campaigned for an America that had no place for me in my community. And here we are on the eve of his inauguration. Not only are Muslim Americans fearful of losing their freedoms and our basic rights, but we're fearful for our physical safety. The 2016 election was one of the worst examples of mainstreaming Islamophobia, white supremacy, and hate speech. This is not normal. We must refuse to normalize bigotry and hate, which has been the incoming administration's hallmark and rise to power. We must be ready to reject Trump's fascist agenda and resist every appointment, every policy, every single proposal that institutionalizes Islamophobia or is a threat to our values. We need to be intentional. Now, this is the organizer in me. We need to be intentional about engaging our community and building community. Organizing is about building radical relationships that are grounded in love and justice. And power rests in those relationships. So if we want to build a resistance, we have to go to the basics of organizing. I'll end with this. Sisters and brothers, we are stronger when we show up for each other. So whether it's a Muslim registry or ban, mass deportation of undocumented communities, threats to Black lives, or attacks on our healthcare and Planned Parenthood, we have to stand up and we have to fight back together.
We're standing here today in Donald Trump's backyard to send one clear and loud message to the incoming administration. We will stand unidos, united, against your agenda of fear and hate. Just look around you. New York, we represent the very best of our country. We exemplify that diversity is what makes this nation great, not weak. We embody the principles of equality and inclusivity because that is who we are. And that's exactly why we will do everything in our power to defend this city and its ideals. You have my word. We're going to stand up and fight back. Are you with me? From protecting women's reproductive rights to building more trust between our communities and the police, to ensuring immigrants continue to call New York City home, we will not stay silent. Are we going to stand up and fight back? So let me be clear, because I want Washington, D.C. to hear me. We will not allow our immigrant communities to return into the shadows, because just today we saw a glimpse of what this administration is planning to do. Trillions in budget cuts, dismantling the ACA, and building a wall. We're going to build a wall, and that's the wall of resistance. No permitiremos que los inmigrantes en esta ciudad vivan en las sombras. Estamos unidos, pa'lante, siempre pa'lante.
In 1951, my mother immigrated to this country from Scotland. I am first generation. Unless you are Native American, your family is also from somewhere else. We are a nation of immigrants. Every generational wave of new immigrants has faced discrimination. Tonight, we stand united with all immigrants.
Throughout our history, the labor movement has played a critical role in advancing the lives of American people. And tonight, that gives me hope. After all, it was everyday people who came together to fight injustices on the job site, to win the right to have a union, and to propel the growth of the middle class and expand prosperity. In big cities and small towns across the country, the labor movement is the reason that we have an 8-hour workday. It's the reason why we have workers' protections. It's why workers got health benefits and why injured workers get aid. I am a proud union member and have been for 52 years. And today I am proud to see that union members are fighting to raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour for all workers. But today, the right to organize, which is at the heart of the labor movement's ability to help the lives of so many Americans, is under threat. But if we all stick together like we are right now, if we fight for justice and dignity, I do believe we will find paths to victory over the next 4 years. Please, dear God.
Now we're coming here together tonight in this amazing city of New York to protect something precious to us, and that's each other. We're not protesters. We're people protectors. Martin Luther King, brother Martin Luther King, I love you. I know you're here with us tonight. thank you for your wisdom and your leadership and showing us the peaceful way to move through the oppression that we're facing today. We think we have it bad today. It's nothing. They had it so much worse than we did, and they maintained through love and dignity and determination, and that's us today. Now he knew nothing could happen without love. He knew that the only thing that could drive back the darkness was the light. And we have a wonderful opportunity today to make it clear who we are as Americans and who the Democratic Party is. And what we were always meant to be as a Democratic Party. Somehow we lost our way somewhere along the way. Dr. Martin Luther King knew that without love, not a damn thing worth a damn could happen. And that's why we're destined to win this battle. Whether it's love for our Muslim brothers and sisters, the LGBTQ community, our workers, we gotta love our workers. They're struggling out there. Trump beat us on our own message. We love our workers in America. We stand up for them. We are the middle class. And we're gonna bring all of these different groups together under one banner, and that's a banner of love and decency in America.
I wish you could see what I see. I wish you could see how far this crowd goes back. And it is cold out here tonight, but I am so warmed by your passion. Thank you for being here. There was a night 5 years ago when I was with my wife and our 3 kids and our best friends, and we were waiting for the subway, and all of a sudden, there started to be people talking and shouting, and people who didn't know each other were saying, hey, same-sex marriage, it just passed, it passed. And it was something that we had been fighting for a long time, and we knew it was about to come, but that moment was so sweet. And then the train came, and we got on the train, and all those people in the car didn't know. And we told them, and people were, you know how that happens in New York sometimes, how everybody's on the same page, and everybody's excited, and you know what everybody else is thinking. And that victory in New York, it wasn't just a victory for lesbian and gay couples, it was a victory for all people who are committed to a fairer and more equal world. Now, there are those today who are working to divide us, but they know they can only win when we are focused on fighting each other. And that's why we're here tonight. We're here to stand up and say loudly and clearly, we are not going back. You are not turning us around. We are here, we are queer, and we have no fear.
There are thousands and thousands of people tonight, and we appreciate it. All right. I want to acknowledge some of our elected officials that showed up tonight. Public advocate, who used to be my councilwoman in Brooklyn, Miss Letitia James, I call her Tish. The first Puerto Rican council speaker, Melissa Mark Viverito. Congress members, Jerry Nadler, love that guy, Adriana Espaillat, Senator Brad Holyman, Assembly members Gottfried and De La Rosa, and Council members Espinal and Rodriguez. We want to thank you because you showed up for us tonight.
Okay, check it. I was just told that there is between 20,000 and 25,000 New Yorkers here tonight. That is incredible!
This is so exciting. I feel so honored to be here. The narrative surrounding us against them does not ever work. Violence does not work. Aggression does not work. Anger can be transmuted into fuel so that we can show up with passion. But that passion has to be grounded and rooted in compassion and love and prayer. Love is not a word to be forgotten in this movement. Love is not a word to be undermined. And the people of Standing Rock showed us that you can show up on a front line with your hands behind your back and your heart forward, with prayer and with love and with compassion, and you can win. They did it in North Dakota when no one was watching. They did it in North Dakota in 2 degrees, in negative 20 degrees. We can do that in New York City. We can do that across every state in America.
Thank you. I want to introduce myself. I'm an elitist libtard. I'm an elitist libtard whose grandmother picked cotton, whose mother sang on bars when she was 8 years old during the Depression. And I myself, at some point, wore, I want to tell you who I am so I can tell you what I believe. You know, I have been accused by these people of being so many things, but I understand how the people were so desperate to pick this man. You know, this unbelievable narcissist who could change the face of our world if we let him. And the only thing that will save us is you. You know, the only thing that can save us is you. I mean, I'm not a rever. People have already been up that are revving you up. And I just want to tell you, I have lived through, I'm 70 years old, I've lived through 12 presidents. And never once did I dream that there would be one through arrogance and ignorance who could change our world, who could change the face of our world. And so I know that, you know, when I was young, Vietnam was happening, and nothing happened to stop it until we got into the streets. And I know you can stop this. I know you can stop this, because the power of the people is bigger than those assholes that are there in Washington.
Thank you, everyone who has come tonight. Mark Ruffalo and Fisher Stevens and myself, we put this together like a week ago and had so much support from the mayor's office, all these activist groups. The NYPD has been very helpful tonight. Thank you, NYPD. Great. Everybody, what are we going to do every day for just 2 to 3 minutes? Call Congress, right? 202 225 3121. Do it. Yes, and brush your teeth. Yes, very important.